What's going on, guys? It's North Carolina Shooter. I'm doing a quick video here on a Remington 770. I posted a video yesterday or day before, I can't remember, on me shooting this gun at 280 yards fairly accurately. I ended up putting 2 rounds within about an inch and a half of each other at 280 yards. These guns are not that bad. You really got to look at them before you get them. I've never had the sticky bolt issue. This one's really turned out to be great. It's like I say, the 770 chambered in 270 Winchester. I made the comment that the only modification that I had done was free floated the barrel on this rifle. I had a guy ask me how I done it, wanted me to post a video, so here we go. One thing I want to tell you real quick before I get into taking this stock off, I've already loosened the screws, but you've got 2 screws here, okay? And these screws are different sizes. If you get those screws mixed up, you will not be able to close your bolt on your rifle. The front screw here is longer than the screw at the magazine. So you really have to pay attention. I'll show you. Because when I first done it, I did this and I had to take it back apart. See the difference in length? There's not much, but there is a difference. And if you put the long one where the magazine is, you will not be able to close your bolt. So keep that in mind. The long screw goes towards the muzzle. The short screw is right next to the magazine. Okay. Then you've got another screw behind your trigger guard, all Allen heads. Remove your magazine. The rifle will now fall out of this stock. Remove your bolt. Very simple. And then you simply lift your barreled action out of the stock. Now when you first remove this action from this stock, it's going to be really tight. Look at me having trouble. Probably help if I'd loosen that screw a little more. There we go. Okay. You remove your barreled action from the stock. When I first removed it, it was very, very tight. I mean, I had to really bear down and pry on it. This stock squeezes the barrel right through here. Then all you want to do is simply start removing material. Now there's your barrel lug. I would start right here at the very next notch here and use a Dremel tool with some sandpaper, or you can just get some 60 grit sandpaper. Look around your house until you find something that matches the contour of this stock. Get something round, lay it down in here until it matches pretty close. Wrap the sandpaper around it, push it down in there and go back and forth. Now I had to remove a lot of material on the sides. Like I was saying a while ago, this stock really pinches the barrel this way. Didn't really have a lot to remove on the bottom, but the sides of this thing were really pinching that barrel. So I removed the side, removed material from the side, on both sides, and then I started removing material down the center. I did notice that right at the very front of this stock, it touched a lot. This gun, I had it sighted in before I free floated it, and when I got done free floating it, of course it was way off. I was shooting way lower, about 5 inches lower at 100 yards. That tells me that this stock was pushing that barrel up. So I free floated it, the barrel got to rest level, and it shoots a lot straighter now. But you want to start removing material, in my opinion, right here, because there's where your action lugs into the stock here. So right there's a good place to start. You start removing material. I used a Dremel tool. Now these lines in the center here have to be cut down too. I know my lighting's not very good, but I believe you can see what I'm showing you here. These lines down the center, you have to cut them down, round these off. As long as that barrel does not touch, I kept removing material and replacing the barrel action and running paper under it. Now you can't just lay it up there and run paper. You need to really put the screws in it. Don't tighten them down extremely, but pull that action back to the stock and then run you some paper underneath that barrel to see if it's touching. You should be able to run a piece of paper under the barrel all the way back to the action. That's when you got a true free float. I got a little bit of contact right here, but I don't see it. It's not affecting it that much. Another thing I've done here, don't give me too much hell about this, because this is Redneck Engineering 101. This is a very light stock, solid plastic. What you see there is hot glue. Underneath that hot glue are square pieces of lead. I tend to pick up a lot of my range scrap, I call it, out of my dirt hills, projectiles everywhere where I do a lot of shooting. I melt them down, and I don't reload, but hopefully one day I will. I've got quite a good bit of lead melted down. But I cut me some square hunks and dropped them down in these notches, and then put some hot glue above them to hold them in, just to add a little bit of weight to this stock. It reduces the recoil a little bit, and just makes it a little bit easier to shoot. Don't make a drastic difference. I doubt it's affecting accuracy at all. But that's just something I did. That's personal preference there. But you just want to cut down these sides, cut down this bottom, get it to where your barrel is not touching the stock anywhere. You know, the perfect scenario would be when the action stops, it's free floated all the way. You don't want that barrel to be touching anywhere. I've got a little bit of contact here, but it's not bothering me. I'm not worried about that little bit. You really have to get on these sides. You really have to cut down these sides a lot, because they pinch that barrel. But yeah, you just get in there with a Dremel tool, some sandpaper. I suggest maybe some 60 grit sandpaper to start it, and maybe get some 220 to really smooth it out for that final fit. But nobody's going to see this. This is going to be hidden, so it don't have to be perfect. You can just stick with the 60. Get you something that fits down in this, contours pretty well, and just start sanding her down, removing material. You keep replacing your barrel action until it's no longer touching the stock. You'll have a free floated barrel, and I'm telling you, it really helps the 770's accuracy. These guns are cheap, but they're good for what they were made for. They were made to be able to purchase them straight out of the box, side it in, take it to the deer woods, and put meat on the table. That's what I've done with this one. I haven't replaced the scope. I haven't done anything other than free float it and add a little bit of weight in the bipod. Nothing special. The guns are not that bad. Free float your barrel. You might be surprised what you can get out of it. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching. Give me a like if you like what you see. NC Shooter, we'll see you on the next one.